What's happening, everybody? It's your man, Just Jay Sama, host of the Canon Culture Podcast. We're back! After a nice little hiatus, it was cool to kind of refresh, let a lot of things happen, really grow a little bit on this podcast. Now, listen, man, I would like to formally apologize because this was a fire episode. This was really, really good. We've recorded several different podcasts over the last couple of weeks, and there just weren't ones that were hitting the way we wanted to. And this one, I feel like, has been the best one so far. So, being a little rusty, having some new machines, having some new recording devices, there's a lot of errors. So we're putting this one out, man. It's unfortunate. I'm so sorry about the audio. If you guys want to, please bear through it. We have a great conversation in this one. Next week, when we come back with a new episode, we'll kind of revamp a little bit. If you guys decided to miss this one, I understand. But we also have a great conversation that we put on Patreon. I know a lot of you guys are supporting the Patreon, and we really appreciate that. If you aren't, please scroll down, link in the description. Just go ahead and sub to the Patreon. We have some exclusive content. It was a bunch of stuff that we had to cut out of this episode, which we don't normally do that. Normally when we decide, hey, let's go ahead and cut this conversation, put it on the Patreon. It's usually only 2 to 5 minutes. There's a whole half an hour rant on this one. So, we kind of really get into it. Only because me, personally, I can speak for me. I don't know about producer Plank, but I felt personally, I felt some type of way this week. So this one affected me on a personal level. So we really hope you guys enjoy this. Next week, we'll have significantly better audio. This has been the Canon Culture Podcast. Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, especially because it had so much potential. I get people weren't in love with the gameplay changes or anything, but fuck,
They were charging too much money for me, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's understandable. But, if you played the game a lot, you kind of can circumvent some of that. I understand, it's still too much to do because you can't play your favorite character off the rip. But, I don't think it was going to do particularly well, even if they had this, free-to-play model. Oh, you can play everybody. I don't know if that would work. I might have died faster if it did that. But it is what it is, I guess.
I don't know, these, hold on, give me 1 second. I gotta readjust this. These games as a live service, games as a service shit, sometimes it just doesn't, they slap, but it could also, not work. But I think it depends on the popularity of the game and how interested people are. I feel like Multiversus had its moment last year when it first dropped, when it was in quote unquote beta. Me personally, I think their beta lasted a little too long because it didn't feel like a beta. I thought it was the full release, and it was a lot of confusion about when it was officially coming out. And even when I was asking people oh yeah, this is the full game. This is the final version. I'm that shit doesn't make any sense. So, they just really didn't have it like that. I felt like they had the IP though, man. They really had. They had a lane, and I don't know. They just dropped it. I guess they just dropped the ball. They they speed ran that Overwatch shit, bro. That's really what it was. Because for the game to come out and have as much hype as it did during the beta, I think at one point they had 10 to 15,000 players on the fucking beta, which is crazy for a fighting game. Because we hear about numbers all the time about 100,000 players, a million plus players or whatever, these shooters and stuff like that. But for a beta to have that many active players, keeping in mind,
especially a fighting game.
Yeah, especially a fighting game.
Games are not the biggest genre on the planet.
Yeah, they're not like that. I think even for games like Tekken and Street Fighter, 15 to 20,000 players at a time is a lot for them. So, and those are the, most popular fighting games to ever exist. You know what I mean? As far as franchises. So for Multiversus to come out, hit 10 to 15K during a beta. Oh yeah. They missed their opportunity because they should have dropped a couple months later, maybe not even a few months. They should have dropped the full game And I think at its hypest, it would have done really well with that free to play model, or only charging $5 for a character, not doing a battle pass. I think doing a battle pass was kind of like a cool incentive to keep people playing, but there wasn't enough content in the game to warrant playing a fighting game every single day. You know what I mean? Especially one that, decided to completely change, like do a 180 on its change from the beta. I felt like the beta was a very good playable version of the game. Yeah, it had its issues here and there, but, that should have been the version of the game to release, because they ended up, right back where they started. So,
yeah, honestly, I didn't think it was going to be that bad, even though the report, we saw that one, like, very interesting IGN report was like, they lost hundreds of millions on it. I don't think that game had enough budget to lose hundreds of millions, so I don't know where they're losing that.
I think from other articles I was seeing, it was that the majority of the money was being spent on the talent for the game. So not just designing it and developing it, but having the quality that they had in it, and it's kind of like movies, right? So for a movie, a budget could be like $100 million, right? $100 million. First of all, if you can't make a movie for $100 million, you shouldn't be making movies, number one. But that's just, my hot take. But, you have like these Marvel and DC and like some of these other, major studios spending $200-300 million on a movie. It's all inflated budget. You're spending it on people, you're spending it on talent. So for this game in particular, you're spending money on redesigns, because in the movie industry, it's reshoots. That's the most expensive thing to do. Have everybody come back after we've already shot A, B, C, and D, this scene, that scene, pretty much the whole movie. So the money goes into redesigns. The money also goes into paying the voice talent. Majority of the voice talent on this game, they're not cheap. They're not cheap by any means, because they're directly connected to the IP, which is why, when we see games like this that parody certain characters, they don't get the official voice actor that has been in the, official, property or whatever. So, I think paying the voice talent is also incredibly expensive, along with the redesigns of the game. So, but still, to lose hundreds of millions is crazy. That's I don't.
It seems like a hundreds of millions type of game, especially with like how far the updates were. And I get redesigning the game takes a lot of money, but fuck, like it wasn't crazy. Like the game wasn't anything crazy. You know what I mean? It seemed kind of more low budget, if anything. Not to, you know what I mean, shit on them or anything, but the game was
not Brawlhalla low budget, but
I mean, at least Brawlhalla makes fucking bajillions of dollars, so, and they're still going. They've been going for a while.
Yeah, I'm actually very surprised they're still going. I thought they would have sunset a long time ago.
And they're getting new collabs, so I think their free to play model is just working.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, they're dropping content. They're keeping players excited to come back and play. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, the battle pass model in itself is not to get too technical, because you know me, I'll be yapping for like 20-30 fucking minutes about the same fucking thing. But the creation of the battle pass not only was supposed to kind of like be a workaround for loot boxes, but it's really just to keep player retention. If you're constantly earning rewards and things like that, you're gonna keep playing. The problem I think Multiverses had was the rewards that they were giving wasn't inspiring a lot of players to keep playing. Unlike you and me. I mean, we saw the Foghorn Leghorn icon, like, you know what I mean? There's a bunch of shit going on. I'm down. But then when you couple that with the gameplay, that's like, oh no. So whatever Brawlhalla has going on, more success to them, I guess, but I don't know. Somebody just had the sauce, I guess.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I've been playing Brawlhalla for a very long time, and I don't even know. Like they updated quite a bit, but like I don't know how they're still going. To be honest.
Yeah, I don't know.
But they do have a big dedicated fan base, so I guess that's probably it. They have a battle pass, they have all that shit.
Yeah, but they didn't introduce the battle pass until like way later on, right?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. R.I.P. to one of the goats. That shit sucks, bro. So now we're not getting Wily, we're not getting Daffy. We're ending the game on Lola Bunny.
Yeah, Lola Bunny and somebody else. I don't know who the other one is.
Bro, this is just honestly, it's kind of depressing. It actually really is depressing because now I don't get Mordecai and Rigby. I don't get Dexter. I don't get Mandark. Shit, I don't get Johnny Bravo in the game. Bro, this shit ass. This shit is absolutely ass, bro. So they should have been dropping characters every fucking 2 weeks. They should have had the Marvel Rivals kind of like idea. Like, we need to be dropping shit constantly. They should have been dropping 4 characters per battle pass, 2 mid-season, 2 battle pass characters. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't know why they didn't do that. 1 character per battle, yeah, that's what it was. 1 character per battle pass and then 1 mid-season character. It's just not enough, bro. It's just not enough for a game that has access to thousands of characters in their IP.
That's why I was like, yeah, I don't know if this is like the highest budget because they were taking a long time and they were doing the rip shit and the rip shit was just not working, dude. Like you can't. I mean, they started doing some interesting things recently, but it took too long. Everybody's already gone. Like people already didn't like the gameplay changes.
Yeah, I feel like if they had what they have right now at the beginning, the game would have lasted a little bit longer. But
Yeah.
kind of like you said, it was, the interest was already gone. I'm just thinking about all the people that are now out of jobs because, Warner doesn't really put you on new projects. They throw you out. They're like, oh, you failed at the game. So, instead of who's the current director of the game, actually? Yeah, hold on. Let's look that up. Let's put a face to failure, man. Hold on.
That's crazy.
I mean, we got to start thinking a little smarter. You know what I mean? This is the Canon Culture Podcast. You know what I mean? Like we're really responsible for a lot of this stuff. So where other people aren't going to do the research as to like whose fault it is, we will. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Hey, look, it is what it is. It is what it is. And you know what I found out? So a recent study was done in, I think it was either 2021 or 2022, that 75% of Americans only read at a 6th grade level, bro. That's barely out of elementary school. Can you, if you really think about that, that means like at least 75, if not 80% of people are not capable of critical thinking. Could you just doesn't that explain a lot? Like, if you really think about it, that 80% of people are not capable of critical thought, that's like, holy shit, no wonder a lot of stuff happens in the world that happens. We have a bunch of fucking idiots running around. So I'm just saying, from all of the developers that Warner Brothers is going to start slashing from that studio or shut the whole studio down. That's the problem. They're going to shut this whole studio down, fire everyone, and probably keep maybe a handful of people that are either higher ups or some of the more creative developers, seeing that. Oh man, I didn't even think about this. But the saddest part about this is the legacy of Kevin Conroy has just been so tainted with these last couple of projects that he had before he passed away. Multiverses and fucking Suicide Squad. Like, dude, oh my gosh. Rest in peace to Kevin Conroy, but holy shit, for those to be like your last 2 major projects. I think he also had like a Batman animated film, didn't he?
I don't know.
Hold on. Let's see. First of all, let's do some Googles. Let's do some Googles, man. So we got Multiverses, right? Player First Games is developing Multiverses. So we're going to take a look at the staff of Multiverses. All this shit is Googleable. Let's see. Let's take a look at the staff. I'm sure we could go on LinkedIn and find out, who's who.
Yo, you are crazy.
What's the problem?
Because the game is like, it's canned and crazy.
I'm just wondering, you know, like who is responsible for making the decisions? You know what I mean? Because obviously the publisher, they want their money back. You know, they're like, hey, we gotta get this going. First of all, and then secondly, who makes the decision to sunset this game? You know what I mean? Because it's not the developers. You know, a lot of people like to go online and they'll make death threats to, you know, the developers of, you know, ABC Game or Element NOP Studios, blah, 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 or whatever, right? So I just find it very interesting that instead of blaming the executives who come up with these, you know, hey, we're going to change this gimmick to this game, people like to send death threats to the wrong people. And it's like, bro, these guys just work here. You know what I mean? They didn't make the decision to ruin your favorite game, whether it be Multiverses or Horizon Zero Dawn or fucking Call of Duty or, you know, what was that other game we were talking about a couple weeks ago that was like an industry plant? What were we saying? Oh, that was Horizon. But there was another game that a lot of people got super mad at. They were like, oh, this DEI bullshit and blah, 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 blah. And it was like an executive decision to do that, not a developer decision. I don't even think developers really make decisions like that. They may offer like input, but I mean, if you're just a drone, you know, what's the issue here? You know, I don't understand. Let's see, right here from the definition. Let's see. A game director oversees the entire development process, ensuring the project's vision, scope, and schedule are met, while a creative director focuses specifically on the artistic and creative aspects of the game. At the heart of every iconic video game experience lies a delicate synergy between the two vital forces: the game director's pragmatic leadership and the creative director's boundless imagination. Both roles are crucial, but what truly separates these roles, and how do they harmonize to breathe life into interactive adventures, blah, 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 blah. I need the actual definition. So one is responsible for schedules, deadlines, you know, shit like that, whereas the other is responsible for how does the game look, how does the game feel. So that's really the discernment that we need to learn. Because, you know, the whole reason we started this podcast was to, you know, inform people, you know, talk about news, obviously. But it's also to educate people. You know what I mean? Like, we can't have everybody running around being dummies all the time. So we got to use some critical thought here. We got to use some, like, okay, so who at Player First Games decided to sunset Multiverses? Number one. And that was obviously Warner Bros. That's obviously the publisher. They make that decision like, hey, you know, we're supplying the money for this. You know, they're the producer of the game. So it's like, okay, what do we do from here? You know, what was the deciding factor, you know, besides player count? You know, I want to know what the money situation was looking like, or at least have an idea. You know what I mean? Or is that I might be thinking a little too deep on it, but you know, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to put, you know, flame to torch. So the director is Tony Hyun. Excuse me, I you know, I'm butchering his name. So now we got to get, you know, maybe we'll do this for a Patreon episode. You know, maybe we'll do, you know, behind the scenes for this game, because I'm looking at the art director, I'm looking at the music composers, I'm looking at all the producers. I really want to go through every single one of their credits and be like, hey, look, you know, maybe this person wasn't fit for this job, or, you know, they did the best they could. Hey, man, listen. I mean, that's just an example. You know what I mean? That's just an example, because clearly there were like several failures somewhere, and you know, this was one of our favorite games. I'm not gonna lie to you, this has been my favorite, you know, kind of, not to be disrespectful, but like Smash alternative. I wanted to say Smash clone, but it's not a Smash clone, obviously. Yeah, platform fighter. And why this one was successful, and obviously I take this personally. You know, I take this failure or this sunsetting very personally,
because where PlayStation All-Stars failed, once again, I'm its biggest supporter. I will ride that shit into the ground. And then even more so after the fact. After losing that game, I'm like, bro, y'all cannot be serious. Y'all will not let anything that's not Smash Bros live. And it just kind of like, it's really irritating. And so now that I know it's not so much just the player base, it's kind of like who's leading the game too. You know what I mean? So I'm taking this personally. Not that like any of these people are single-handedly to blame. You know, it's a combination of things, you know? And it's really upper management and leadership that decides how long, you know, how long a game is going to last, you know? So, you know, you got to look at Concord the same way too. Concord deciding to go down is like, damn, bro, like y'all didn't want to stick it out. Like that was PlayStation executives that decided, yeah, we got to shut this game down. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Wait, whoa.
But I might be wilding a little bit, just a little bit. Maybe for a Patreon episode, we'll kind of dive a little deeper into that. Which, by the way, if you guys want to support the Patreon, there's going to be a link in the description. Playing just now, finding out.
I'm looking at Steam charts for the average player base. On Steam, at least, the game is not doing good at all, to be honest.
What, like 500 players?
Yeah, actually, 500 players and playing for the last 5 minutes, and 24-hour peak is 623.
Yeah.
It's only been going down to the big beta and shit like that. I think when this game first released as well. Hold on, let's see. When was the beta? Beta was August 2022, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And it dropped all the way. They had the technical test, whatever. And then it had a big resurgence in May of 2024 with a peak players being 114,000.
Mm-hmm.
Then in June 2024, it went all the way down to 53,000, which is still very good. Then it went down in July to 13,000, and it's been on the decline, and now we're at peak players is 1,126 in January 2025.
What do you think the biggest mistake was? As far as multiverse, because
Probably Rifts.
You think so?
Yeah, the idea that you have to like constantly grind Rifts and shit for rewards, you probably should have just gotten them for free or like in a more motivating way, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of is like, man, people don't want a PvE mode. Respectfully, I don't think nobody wants a PvE mode. Nobody wants to get on to do dailies. I mean, granted, some like even Tekken has dailies and shit, but I think that's a little different. The quality of the game, of that game, and the fact that it's also a legacy fighter, is drastically different, right?
Mm-hmm.
Than like a regular platform fighter. That they drop characters, more interesting characters, I suppose, like more in-depth characters. So it kind of makes sense for them to take longer. That and they have a very big competitive scene. I don't think this game it had a decently small competitive scene.
I would easily compare it to whatchamacallit, All-Stars. All-Stars was kind of similar. So
PlayStation All-Stars or All-Star Brawl, which is
PlayStation All-Stars. Sorry. I should be very clear about that. I forgot those are overlaying titles. I'll tell you this. I outside of playing with you and playing Rifts, yeah, I wasn't on this game for nothing, bro. I'm not playing online. I'm not doing the 2v2 mode. I'm especially not doing that whack ass fucking, what was that shit I hated? The tournament, the arena mode or whatever the fuck? Yeah, that shit was ass. That shit was ass, bro. I hated that shit so much. I don't know why the fuck they thought about doing that instead of adding actual content to the game, but I mean, I guess.
To be honest.
Yeah, so yeah, y'all were cooked. I'm gonna say the biggest thing was probably swapping from UE4 to UE5. And I say that obviously that's the technical reason I'm going to pick, because the amount of time it took for them to go from UE4 in the beta, and then them to convert the entire game to UE5, which I felt was an unnecessary change because you didn't have the player base willing to wait long enough for that. You could have shortened the time from the open beta to the technical test and all this other shit. Just release the fucking game, dude. Release the game, get people excited for it, and then brace for a big update while you're putting characters out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand how they thought. I really would like to know the thought process behind, like, oh yeah, we're gonna keep players because of what reason.
I really did enjoy this game though. I mean, I played it quite a bit, especially with this battle pass, but damn, like this shit was they were just gearing. This is crazy because they were just gearing up for the release of Lola Bunny and the teaser for season 5. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Warner Bros. Are reportedly aiming to do more collaborations with other games, including Fortnite, after shutting down their multiverses game via Sheena BR, which is one of the Fortnite leakers.
Okay.
That is. The fuck? Like, you thought I was thinking about that shit now? This is the game now when we do collabs.
Yeah.
You should have been doing collabs before.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That like
this fighting game shit ain't easy. That's why like most of them don't live.
Yeah.
Add more. I mean, honestly, they should have added. They added Raven. Raven was cool. They needed to like more iconic characters. Should have been the.
Who you putting in the game, bro? To save the game right now. Who you putting in?
Save the game.
Save the game, man. They said they
could have been Daffy.
Okay, Daffy's a good pick.
I think it would have been. We need what is it? Oh shit. We needed lost franchises in the game. You know what I mean? Like characters we haven't seen in forever. You know what I mean? Like Robin. I feel like Robin should have been first.
Oh yeah. Robin should have been in the game, bro.
Before Raven. I like Raven. I think she's a great addition to the game. I enjoy playing her. But Robin? Like, come on, we all know who Robin is.
Yeah.
We all know.
And honestly, I think I don't know who the target audience was, because like when you were a kid, and we've talked about this before, where it's like they had like Nicktoons Unite and like the SpongeBob games and stuff like that. Like those games were clearly targeted for kids, and then they had like some of the ones that were like targeted towards like adults, like the Danny Phantom game and stuff like that. Who was this game for, bro? Because for you to be charging as much money for these characters and like these content packs and all this other shit, you're clearly targeting adults, because none of the kids are going to get FOMO for the Powerpuff Girls or, Samurai Jack or anything like that. You're dropping like early 2000s IP characters, bro. Like no Mordecai and Rigby, no Chowder, no something that's going to resonate with the kids that are currently playing this game. You're putting this game on for grown men. Let's be serious. Like, grown men are buying these characters, bro. Lola Bunny should have been out a long time ago. Fucking Jessica Rabbit. You want to put all these thirst trappy characters in there. Sure, whatever. All the Gooners can play, but Daffy should have been out. Wiley should have been out. No, I'm just trying to make a point. Like, if teen to 20s, 30 year old adults to play this game, bro, you're not. Y'all are losing it. You are not tapped into the demographic that you're trying to market to. Like, that shit don't make any sense. So, I don't know. What the fuck do I know? I'm just a nigga who watches shit in hindsight. So you say you dropping Daffy? Daffy saving the game. Who else you dropping? We need at least 4 characters, bro.
I mean, it'd be Daffy, Robin. Let's see. Who's another one? It'd probably be Dexter.
Dexter could be cool. Dexter could be cool.
And Ed and Eddie.
Ed and Eddie? Oh, yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one, bro. So, for me, I'm dropping Daffy. Daffy's a good 100% pick. I did like the Robin pick, but I'm not picking him. I'm picking Johnny Bravo. Johnny Bravo got to be in the game. And then I'm dropping... Fuck it, bro. I'm dropping Harry Potter, bro. Harry Potter up in there. And then I got some dumbass picks I would have picked too, as like bonus characters that only I give a shit about. You know what I mean? I'm dropping a couple of people from what's that show I was watching? Oh yeah, I'm dropping a Gossip Girl one. You know, I gotta get Dan Humphrey up in there. I gotta get Chuck Bass up in there. Chuck Bass is crazy, by the way. If you guys are familiar with Chuck Bass, which I know nobody's familiar with Chuck Bass but me, man. You know, that's cool. I'm dropping alternative Superman, DLC. I'm dropping storylines up in that bitch. We dropping Dexter for sure. Lola Bunny should have been like, whatever, giving Lola Bunny like a fucking ninja gooner skin, some crazy shit, bro. Like, hey, that's who my target audience is, though, right? My target audience is clearly people the age of 25 and older. Because when did Samurai Jack come out, bro? Let's really think about this. And I'll be a little too technical. I'll be yapping a little bit too much, but August of 2001, Samurai Jack debuted on Cartoon Network. So that was 20 years ago. Really think about that. So if anything, you're trying to mobilize people that are 20 years old right now. That's insane. Yeah, you need to be dropping content because you're competing with Fortnite, you're competing with Call of Duty, you're competing with, like, there should have been a Fortnite collaboration. There should have been fucking, TV show collaborations. Oh, of course, at the top of my list, I don't even know why I skipped all these other characters. I need Mordecai and Rigby. I need Skips. I need, oh man, Benson being in the game. Crazy. Fucking crazy, bro. I need Chowder. I need Billy and Mandy. And I need them both to have like a grim assist for both of those characters. Let me see, man. There needs to be like I would have dropped modes too, bro. I would have dropped a Grim Reaper mode where it's like, as you're playing in a 2v2 mode, one person randomly is gonna get assumed Grim, and Grim does like crazy fucking damage, right? And it's gonna be like a stock thing, so you could either like dodge him or you could do enough damage to like actually just delete him from the mode, and then like it's like a random timer, and whoever's doing the worst, kind of like a Mario Kart type shit, like whoever's in last place gets to be Grim for like 10 seconds or whatever, and it's almost like a one-hit KO type shit. So that would be pretty cool. And then also make it a PvE mode. I don't understand why they didn't take the Rift shit and apply it to PvP. That would have given me a reason to play PvP. Like, I don't fucking know, bro. Let me unlock these characters. Like, I think every season one character should have been absolutely free, and then the other character can be like paid battle pass. You know what I mean? Like, why am I paying $20 per character per season? Like, what the fuck is this? Rest in peace, Multiverses, man. Let's get into some shit people actually give a fuck about. How we feeling about Marvel Rivals Season 1, man?
I mean, it's a very nice game. I enjoy the game quite a bit. Am I enjoying it right now as we speak? Nah, but it's cool.
Why are you not enjoying it right now as we speak? I mean, literally as we speak, or
yeah, not what the fuck? It's nothing like that. It's, I don't know. I just think people are stupid, and that's why I don't like the game, because people are stupid. Nah, it's just ranked game, ranked shit. Motherfuckers being ranked, being like brain dead.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. That's been my least favorite experience. I don't even play the PvP shit like that unless I'm teamed up. Once again, most people, only 80% of people are not capable of critical thought, man. So, I'll find myself playing no matter what role I'm playing. I mean, I don't play DPS. I refuse to play DPS mostly because, I feel like that's a role I'm gonna let the pick-me's pick that. You know what I mean? The TTVs, I gotta get the clip, I gotta get my little TikTok clip off, blah, 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 blah. When I see a Winter Soldier, I see a Wolverine, I see an Iron Fist, oh, I know you're trying to get clips. So I just let those dudes have that. I play mostly tank, mostly support. And you know what? I realize I'm an amazing tank player, bro. When I need some healing, I go find my healer. Like, I turn around. I go find my fucking healer, bro. I don't spam the fucking I need healing. I'll hit that shit one time, turn around. It must be me. I must be overextended. Every time I turn around, I'll be playing Thor. I'll be playing Venom. I'll be playing Magneto. I'll turn around. I see my healer is like 3.5 miles away from me. I said, you know what? No wonder I'm not getting healing. This motherfucker way back there. So just turn around. Just turn the fuck around, dude. So, when it comes to the PvP shit, I'll play quick play a little bit, unless I'm playing with Rencho, you, Naishing. I need multiple people to take up multiple roles. So I need one reliable DPS. Naishing, I know Naishing's gonna hit the shots, man. Naishing's not gonna let me get obliterated by the fucking Iron Man. When Rensho is locked in, when he's playing Venom, shit, I think he's better than me. So, I know he's diving motherfuckers, bro. He's hitting that back line. He's giving that back line back shots. And then even when he's playing DPS, when he's playing Panther, I know he's that little spear chucker, man. He doing it. When he's playing, Cloak and Dagger, I know I'm healed. I'm healed up. I'm getting focused healed, if anything. I'm getting damn near pocketed. And I'm good, bro. So, as long as I have at least two reliable teammates, and then if we get you in the mix, oh yeah. I know you hitting shots. Oh yeah. I know you hitting shots. I'm not dying. So I got a reliable team that I can communicate with. Should I be communicating with the rest of the team? Yeah, I mean, I guess. But when you take up 3 out of the 6 idiot slots, I can blame my homies. I could be like, Rencho, you missed that shot. Like, damn, all right, nice. And you just gonna let the Iron Man do me like that? Like, you know what I mean? That changes the whole aspect. I know these guys are not gonna get tilted. You know what I mean? You playing with randos and you're like, hey, Winter Soldier, could you get the Iron Man? Next thing you know, this guy's jumping off the map. You know what I mean? He's salty. He's upset. He's not getting his TTV clips. That's too much of a risk factor. Like you said, people are dumb, bro. Like I can't do it. I can't play competitive.
By the way, one last thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
In Multiverse's post, and
What'd you see?
The last characters they're dropping, it's Aquaman and Lola Bunny.
There's no way, bro.
And I'm like, come on, bro.
There's no fucking way. That's insane.
That's the last season.
Aquaman
and Lola Bunny, and it's like they're going back to the old shit too. So it's a full battle pass of 70 tiers. You can buy the character on basically if you pay for the battle pass. And yeah, I mean that's it.
So you remember when I told you? Remember when I was sitting here literally 20 minutes ago on this podcast saying we need to get names of these people who made this decision? Yeah, I wasn't wilding, bro. I wasn't wilding. Because whoever decided to not only make the decision to shut the game down, also made the decision to say, let's hit them with a full battle pass. The last battle pass should be free.
I mean, apparently you can earn all the rewards through the game. That's what they say.
Hey, that doesn't change anything. That doesn't change not a single thing, brother. That doesn't change a single thing because your game is still shutting down. If we could only give one thing specifically to make this game more successful, it's put out more content faster. That's it. I feel like that's the biggest thing because if we're getting multiple characters per season, then yeah, bro, like people are playing the game. So, to player first and, Warner Brothers, the development team, the publisher, everybody, you guys did a great job, man. Don't listen to idiots like this. So, you guys did what you could, man. Should have brought your boys on, actual fans to consult. I wonder if they do bring on consultants. I mean, this seems like something that you would consult. You know what I mean? Like, hey, man, kind of like when they canceled Factions and they brought in the Bungie team and the Bungie team was a little salty that they were making a, Factions multiplayer. And they said, nah, cancel it. That shit is so crazy, dude. That shit is so crazy. So, Man, what were we talking about before? I forgot. Oh, we were talking about yeah, Rivals. Yeah. So, I mean, I like Marvel Rivals. I think season 1 is cooking. You know, they're doing something very different, bro. Very, very different. I don't think anybody has ever come out the gate this crazy before. You know, they're even putting out like fake leaks of characters that, you know, could be in the game. And I don't think all of them are fake, to be honest. I think some of them are correct. You know, they're talking about Professor X coming to the game, Nightcrawler coming to the game. Yeah, Ghost Rider, you know, all sorts of shit. I'm like, damn, yo, they are tapped in. Like, they're coming out of the gate saying 2 characters every 2 months or every month or so. What was it? Every 1.5 months they're getting 2 characters or something. So either way, it's coming out to like 8, maybe 9 characters a year. Keep in mind, Overwatch has only put out 3 characters in 3 years. Damn near. I think it's like what is it? 3 characters in 2 years or some shit like that. Astronomically different, bro. They're getting cooked. We see I wonder if they're like raking in hella money. You know what I mean? Cause like the skins being $15, $10, $15, $20, you know, skins are going crazy. 600,000 players. I mean, what is it on Steam right now, brother? What's the current Steam chart? Let's pull that up.
I think it's like he's like a bajillion on Steam.
Yeah, I think it's still like 500,000. 500,000 players is insane, by the way. I wonder what Multiverses would do with 250,000 players. Holy shit, brother. Yeah, I got another riff.
Another riff for y'all to do. Hope y'all cool with that.
Oh man, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. So I'm not here to say who's doing what, but take example, man. So we need a new big game coming out, man. What do you think is next? We got
Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
Fucking knows. That's for sure.
What do you? I mean, let's think critically here. You know, this is the critically thinking podcast, man.
Critically thinking.
I mean, we really are, because if you pull up the stats, you pull up, you know, random assumptions, because, you know, they don't give us this information. Therefore, we have to put it together ourselves. You know, we got to do the detective work, because if they're not going to be open and transparent about, you know, even this Multiverses post, they didn't say why they're shutting the game down. They're not saying, I mean, obviously it's because of player count, lack of money, you know, where there's no player count, there's no money. You know, they haven't talked about, you know, being transparent with, hey, we're not seeing the performance that we want to see. We thought that certain changes in the game would work. You know, that open level of transparency allows you to receive critique and commentary from the people who actually play your game. Then maybe they would have made something more successful. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you got to think critically. We're just people
who knows?
Yeah.
The best game will be GTA whenever that comes out.
Man, did you see some? I was seeing people were talking about, you know, you can go in pretty much every building in the game. NPCs have unique interactions with you. If you shoot them in the leg, they're like, "Why did you shoot me?" And like all this other shit. It's about to be a little, you know, the small tweaks in the game that most people won't notice. We probably will, but you know, I'm excited, man. I'm excited to try it.
I also am. I mean, that game, I don't know. Maybe it's because it's just the pure resume. Like, that shit it's exciting.
Yeah. I mean, just thinking about it. I mean, I've said this before. I'm still flip-flopping on the game. I'm still on the fence about it. But mostly because, you know, Nakey Jakey is responsible for this, man. Him pointing out that Rockstar has had the same mission structure, the same game design structure in every single game, and I'm like, oh shit, like this is really just about to be GTA 5 with prettier graphics. You know what I mean? Like I need something a little bit more revolutionary than that. So we'll see. I feel like, you know, it's gonna make $1 billion, obviously, but I'm not paying more than $70 for this game, bro. If this game comes out and it's $100, yeah, I'm gonna wait for a sale, man. Y'all got it. I'm gonna let the rad breads and
I was like, fuck, maybe I would pay like $100 for it, but that's only because because I just believe in Rockstar and how
Yeah.
they always are.
Yeah, I could see that. 80. I'll pay 80. You got me for 80. If the game is $80, I'll pay it. 100? Yeah, you're out your mind. You're out your mind. No, I think the only people, and this is me riding it, bro. This is me doing tricks on it. CD Projekt Red is probably the only studio that could get me to pay $100 for a game. Sorry, you know, it is what it is. Their resume is too good for me. You know, they gave me some of the best games I've ever played in my entire life, bro. Not including Cyberpunk. Like pre-Cyberpunk, I was already willing to pay crazy money for a video game from them. Cyberpunk just adds on top of it. You know, the Witcher franchise did something different, bro. Like y'all, like people really don't understand like how much I would probably go to war for the Witcher, bro. That shit is revolutionary. So, but that's just me. That's just me, man. I feel like Rockstar don't got it for me like that. They make great games, man. Great games, I guess. Bully was cool. Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead. I didn't even finish Red Dead 2. So, yeah, that shit is still not on sale. So maybe when we get into a good sale for that game, I'll actually buy it. But yeah, it's not happening.
But that's on sale all the time. You're just not paying attention.
Yeah, I'm just not. They always putting it on sale when I'm broke. It's more of a personal problem. So maybe one day I'll finish it, but don't rely on me to, you know, want to spend $80 to $100 on your game and I still can't play the last one. Now, I do want to talk about something very interesting when GTA 6 drops, because I was seeing a lot of interesting conversations online about people talking about these not smaller, but like lackluster teams putting games out and using Grand Theft Auto as an excuse to charge like more expensive for their game. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you'll have like your Ubisofts, your, you know, some of these other AAA developers, EA inspired developers, you know, whoever they own. A lot of these other games will come out and they won't be worth the $80, $90, $100 price tag, but they're going to be using GTA as an industry standard, as an excuse to charge that much for their games that aren't worth that much money. You know, and I think that's a big problem. That's a real big problem. I don't think enough people are talking about, and I don't think people really vote with their wallet the way that I think they should, because you know most people are dummies, unfortunately. Yeah. Sorry to all the dummies out there. You know, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. You know you're the person we're talking about. Like you'll know if you go and look in the mirror and you feel attacked, it's probably you, brother. It's probably you. So, you paying $100 for your next Assassin's Creed game?
Oh no, I don't even pay for an Assassin's Creed game right now.
So, GTA 6 is going to come out, right? Every game ever is going to raise up to $80, $90, $100.
No, they won't. Not when they see when motherfuckers not buying.
All right. So that's what you're saying, right?
I think with GTA it's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
The world is all, they was getting 60 and they was doing the expansive shit.
Right. And that's GTA. But think about everybody else that's gonna, you know, random ass video games coming out and they want to be $80, $90. That's the new industry standard. You paying for any of these?
Nah, I wouldn't be paying for nothing.
Destiny 3 coming out, man. You paying $90 for that?
I don't know.
And then that's gonna also affect the indie industry. You know, some of the smaller games that we play, they're gonna decide to, you know what, maybe we should go up $10, $20 more. So now indie games are costing $50, $60. Yeah. You didn't really think about that, did you?
No, not about that. I don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah. You know, these random fucking, I think games like Goat Simulator are still gonna be good. The next Metrovania game, fucking the next anime game coming out, bro. It's gonna be like a One Piece game and they're charging $79.99 for it.
Yeah, they're tripping.
Yeah.
Not paying no fucking, like, imagine they did that shit with Naruto Storm, like, greedy bastard.
Oh yeah. Naruto Storm 5 gonna be $90. It's tripping, bro. Do you think that's actually gonna be a shift in the industry though? Do you think people are genuinely, like, really not gonna buy games?
I think if people try it, you're gonna see some very interesting shit from the consumer. 'Cause, GTA, they'll do it, but the second someone else tries it, like they're in for a rude awakening. Like they'll get sales, but I don't think not to the same extent.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's a cool hypothesis, man. We gonna have to see. I see people gladly paying, some of these ridiculous prices that are being quoted, bro. I see it happening.
Some people would, yeah, for sure.
And it's unfortunate because there's gonna be a ton of games that are digital only, talking about, oh yeah, it's $90 because of distribution and all this other shit. Man, it made sense back in the day because it was like, if you're buying a digital game, it should be cheaper. Number one, because you don't have to pay the distribution as much. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Shit is whack. It is whack to me. But what else you gonna do?
I'm not paying no money like that. But I don't even want to pay for games right now.
True.
They talking about they want 70 for this Dynasty Warriors. I still haven't bought it. And I love Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, nah. Far Cry gonna be $70. That's gonna be insane. Next Resident Evil game is gonna be $70, $80. That's gonna be
Dynasty Warriors game might be worth it though, because I've been watching my dad play it.
Hey man, you flip flopping on this, bro.
No. You gotta think. I've been playing Dynasty Warriors since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I played with my shit is so old, right? Like I was playing games. I played Dynasty Warriors 2 Extreme Legends. That's one of the games my dad had on the PS2, and I played that joint. I love that game, by the way. Loved that game. Love all the Dynasty Warriors. So I have a different attachment to Dynasty Warriors than most people.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the franchises I would probably do some like ridiculous shit and spend like a bunch of money for because it's a legacy franchise or it's a franchise I've been playing for many years.
Mm-hmm.
But man, try that shit with Assassin's Creed. I dare you to see what happens. It'll be a long day for them. Them Ubisoft, they going under immediately.
Oh yeah, that's
shit like that. I dare you.
So they're speaking of, man. I know they're. Oh, hold on. They're kind of like riding the coattails of Shadows. That game got to be successful, otherwise the whole company is going under, man. The whole company, they're done for.
Episode forever ago, we were talking about it. I was like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's not happening. So, as much as I ride for Assassin's Creed and everything Ubisoft, yeah, it's not happening, man. Like, if I'm not buying the game, yeah, no, you're not happening.
Not happening.
Yeah, not happening at all. Yeah. Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. They're going to have to charge $70, $80 for this game to recoup the amount of money that they have. Because I wonder what not only are they hitting us with this DEI storyline, bro. They're... Let's see. The estimated budget for Assassin's Creed Shadows includes an additional $20 million due to the game's delay to February 14th of 2025. First of all, I'm going to be watching Captain America. I'm not going to be playing this game. As confirmed by Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot. Yeah, the whole Guillemot family, they got to let it go, man. They got to let Ubisoft go because they're driving this thing into the ground, man. Let's see, the delay. This delay in the extra expenditure highlights the significant investment Ubisoft is making in the development of this game. The original development began in 2020 following the release of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and the game is aimed at the 9th generation of video game consoles. The game is set to release at $69.99. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not paying $70 for an Assassin's Creed game. They already lost me. Yeah. I might pay the $15 a month or whatever to get the Ubisoft Plus to play that shit, but other than that, yeah, no. If it's not on Game Pass, I'm definitely not buying that shit either. So,
yeah, I haven't been a fan of
RIP to video games, bro. Got to pick up a new hobby. Got to start going outside. That's all. So yeah, we might have to stand on business on this one. But also, you can catch those Patreon clips. There's a link down in the description below. Make sure and go ahead and, follow all the socials on, all that good shit. Plank, you got anything?
You know what? Rest in peace, man. Usually platform fighters, they are they're kind of like in a space where they have to compete with one of the biggest IPs and one of the biggest franchises of all time in Super Smash Brothers. And you know what I mean? Them being able to go for at least a little bit, man. I my expectation was more, but I'm glad that I was able to play this game. You know what I mean? And I know I'll probably still play season 5 if the characters are cool enough. But it does suck that this game is like some of our favorite IPs. Me and Jay specifically, like they'll never be put in a game. Like Static Shock will never be put in nothing. Johnny Bravo for him and many more will never probably be put and done their due diligence. You know, and that's unfortunate. But I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. It happens.
Beautifully said, man. Beautifully said. That was a great eulogy. Rest in peace, Multiverses. Rest in peace, Player First. You know, this has been the Canon Culture Podcast. We'll catch you guys next week.